Good, y'all. Back at it another week. I missed last week, but I'm gonna make up for it at some point. All right, so first things first, man. Today I want to talk about fear. Fear is fake. Fear is completely fake. Think about when you was a kid, you may have been afraid of the dark. And you look back on them days and be like, yo, what exactly was I afraid of? Like, there's nothing in there. There's nothing in the dark. You realize that as an adult. And as an adult, you get to the point where you're fearful of putting your ideas into the world because you feel like they might not work, you might fail. You're afraid of looking crazy to people and not looking perfect. Everybody wants to look perfect. And the bottom line is, nobody starts off perfect. Nobody does. People are so afraid of failure that they are afraid to start. People are so afraid of failure that they're actually afraid to start. I always tell my son now that the hardest, in order to start, you have to, this sounds so cliche, but the hardest step is taking the first step for people. Just step into it, bro. Step into it. For example, when it comes to fear, personally, I embrace it. I go all in. If I'm fearful of something, I'm going all in. When I'm afraid to post content because I'm like, man, the font might not be right, or the audio might not be right, or this look crazy, or I don't care. I'm throwing it out there. I'm going to continuously shoot my shot until I get the perfect form. And when I get the perfect form, I can look back in all them times where I feel like I quote unquote failed or I missed the mark. With failure comes lessons, bro. Like a lot of times with the network, these days, the only thing I'm fearful of, quite honestly, is I'm fearful that I'm actually going to figure this out. And I'm not going to be, I'm in love with the struggle of figuring this whole process out. The network, all these puzzle pieces on the floor I talked about before. I'm fearful that I'm going to put all these pieces together and figure it out, and now I don't have a challenge anymore that I spent years developing. That's what my fear is. Embracing fear. I remember I went to Universal Studios with my family, and I spent a lot of time preparing my son for the real world. Even at his young age, I still try to do things to prepare him for the real world. So we went to Universal Studios. They had Fear Factor there. Now, I don't have a lot of fears in the world, but I do have a fear of heights. I have a fear of snakes, and I have a fear of octopus. I feel like an octopus is just 8 snakes with a head attached to it, right? So we go to Universal Studios. They have Fear Factor. And I'm thinking, all right, let me do something that is out of the norm in my personal life, and something that my son can look at and be like, wow, my dad did that. I could do that too. I named all my fears. I auditioned to be on Fear Factor. I still got the video for this, by the way. I auditioned. The first challenge was to hang 60 feet in the air by your hands, just hanging 60 feet in the air. Not to mention, I auditioned. There was like 15 other people at these auditions, and I was one of the 6 picked. And every round, they knock off 2 people out of the 6 until you get a winner. So the first challenge is I'm dangling in the air 60 feet. I look down. I am terrified. But I got my son in the crowd, and I can't let him see me be terrified, because at the end of the day, I think about this. At my big age, I might not even have kids again. So I'm preparing for the real world, to not be fearful of things, right? I'm hanging 60 feet in the air. And I'm like, I just need to get to a certain time for 2 other people to fall off so I can get to the next round. Get to the next round. As terrified as I'm drenched in sweat by that time. I had some suit on. I'm like a harness. Anyway, next challenge. I'm fearful of snakes. Next challenge is there's a tank of eels. If you don't know what an eel is, it's essentially, long story short, it's a water snake. It's the snakes that live in water, bro. It's a tank full of them. I had to stick my hand in the tank and pull out a bean bag, toss it to the side. Whoever has the most bean bags at the end of the round, winner. Boom, I get past that round. Now it's like, whew, all right, I done faced 2 of my fears, and I surpassed them. Third fear. Now, I didn't realize that this was what the challenges were before I signed up for this. They don't tell you that. You sign up and be like, all right, if something happens to you, it's your fault because you signed up for this. Third challenge. I had to catch an octopus in a bucket. My partner on the show had to swing in the air. She's swinging in the air, back and forth. She picks up an octopus off the ground or out of a bucket tank. I don't remember really where it was, out of a tank. She has to pick it up and throw the octopus at me, and I have to catch it in a bucket. Catching the bucket in the air. The first one I catch, boom. I'm so fearful, the bucket dropped. Bow. So we lose a point. Next one, boom, I catch it. One after that, boom, I catch it. Now, while I'm trying to catch this octopus, I have a water hose firing at me. Like, not no normal lawn and garden, like an actual hose shooting at me while I'm trying to catch. Think about that. You got all these things going on in your life, hitting you left and right, and you still got to get these things done. You still have to execute. With all these hurdles you're facing, you still have to execute. Needless to say, I failed at that. But I know if I had to do that again next time, I'm not fearful. But what scared me the most was the octopus flying at me, tentacles. And all I had was a bucket to protect myself, right? So I did it. My son was sad that I lost, but I had to show him that there was nothing to be afraid of. Face your fears, embrace the fears. Another example, Jen. The Action Show celebrated a 1-year anniversary. Congratulations to everybody involved, my entire team. We're doing that, and we're going to still keep going. Okay? With Jen didn't want to do a live show. I had to tell Jen we're going to do a live show because she was scared. Even the day of the show, she was scared. What happened? We sold out the first show. Second show was even bigger than the first show. But if I had waited on Jen, and the scariest she was about it, we probably wouldn't have did no live show. Probably not. I'm not scared to spend money on the network because I know I'm going to get that back, bro. You know the phrase, scary money don't make no money? I know it's very cliche, but that's a true thing. That's a true thing. You spend so much time being afraid that you actually don't start. I'm going back to that again. You actually don't start because you're waiting for the perfect time. And I'm here to tell you, there is no such thing as the perfect time. You're never going to have the perfect time if you don't actually start in the first place. Everybody want to be perfect. Just turn the light on. You afraid of dark? Turn the light on. You're afraid to drop your content? Drop it. I guarantee you a week from now, you'll be like, damn, I did that and I still survived. I'm still alive. Drop some more again. Double down. Drop 2 next time. Drop 3 after that. With the Uprising Network, I don't live in fear. I don't live in any kind of fear, bro. So if you don't take away nothing from today, you're not getting nowhere being scary. You're not getting nowhere. Make that phone call to somebody you feel like you wanted to reach out to, or DM, whatever. It may not be phone call. DM, reach out to somebody you want to work with. People are afraid to look like groupies to other people. Me, I'm showing love to everybody. I don't know none of these people personally. I show love to everybody, bro. And here's the thing. When they come to work with the Uprising Network, as a stranger, they come and leave. They say they had such a great time and they can't wait to come back. I'm not afraid of hearing the word no. What does no mean? Like, okay, I'm going to try something else. I'm not afraid of failure. I know I'm repeating myself. I'm not afraid of failure because if I fail, okay, it didn't work that time. I'm going to try it this way next time. Damn, it didn't work that time either. All right, let's figure something else out. Okay, well, damn, maybe let me see what the person that's doing this is actually doing. Maybe I'll reach out to them to ask questions. Anybody that know me, if they see me out somewhere, if I see them doing something, especially my merch, the people that's selling clothes, I'm going to ask specific questions, even if I may be stepping on some toes. Yo, how much it costs to do that? Yo, who is doing that for you? I'm going to ask these direct questions. So if you see me, don't be afraid to ask some direct questions because I'm going to give you the game. I'm going to give you everything that I've learned, bro. I don't mind sharing information because there's too many people holding it. What are people holding it for? I'm going to wrap this up, man. I want to see everybody living their dreams, man. I want to see everybody living their dreams. Being fearful, like of what? Of imaginary thoughts and things. I don't give a damn what other people think about me. I don't look for validation from nobody else. If it feels good to me, I'm rolling with it. And the people that know me personally, they know that's true. If my mind is made up on something, it's very hard to change my mind. Very, very, very difficult to change my mind. I don't want to be fearful, bro. I don't want y'all to be fearful either. So that's all I got today. I don't even write these things down. Maybe I should. I don't know. But I feel like my stream of consciousness is be all over the place. It'd be like audio waveforms. It'd be up, down. Sometimes it'd be peaks and valleys and shit like that. But it makes sense to me. It makes complete sense to me. So don't be fearful out there, man. Happy Monday. Let's get to it this week.